11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Good day from London, England. Week 3 of the Simulation Football League resumes with an international affair as the Mexico City Aztecs hop across the Atlantic to take on the London Knights. And good day, everybody, and welcome for the first time this season to the Queensway in London. Alongside producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, our statisticians Ben Warner and Mark Chisholm, and my partner Mike Improta, I'm Tim Hackett. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Happy to have you with us wherever you're with us from. Intriguing matchup with some international flair today, Mikey. It's an early season game that could prove pivotal for both teams.
Well, hello there. Sup, bruv? Long time no see. Yeah, buddy. And we're here in one of the greatest cities in the world, London, England. And this place has something for everyone. Magnificent buildings, incredible art galleries. It even has good old Big Ben. But everyone knows what it's most famous for, and that's the SFL. Last week in Game 2, the St. Louis Gladiators scored 24 points in the fourth quarter to upset Mexico City 45-37. The Aztecs sit at 1-1. And in Louisiana, the Revolution somehow hung on by 3 points to beat London 31-28. The Knights are 0-2. But for our game today, the Queen has questions. Can the Aztec offense run the ball? Can their defense stop the deep pass? They give up more yards through the air than any team in the league. And on the other side for the Knights, QB Angus McLean wants to impress the Queen. The offense loves to throw deep. Can they expose the Aztec secondary? London's calling, fetch your spot of tea. The SFL nation is ready. The Queen is ready. I'm ready to go. Let the show begin.
Forget anarchy in the UK. For the first time this year, it's the SFL in the UK. Two teams coming off of thrillers, but both losses a week ago. Mexico City at 1-1. They will kick off, and London playing at home for the first time this year will receive. The kick is off, and we are underway from the Queensway. Dustin Zeck to return deep in his own end zone, and he will take a knee. London coming in at 0-2. Last place in the SFL last season, it's at 2-10, as all London fans know, but off to a better start this year, Mike, in pretty much all facets. But of course, the results haven't been there with two tight losses in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, hopefully home is where the heart is. They're back here across the pond. They're comfortable. Angus McLean, he's going to drop back in shotgun. They're 0-2, looking for their first win against Mexico City.
Mexico City gives up more passing yards than anybody else, and so Angus McLean will pass on first down over the left seam, and it's dropped off the first pass of the game by Andy Mann, one of the backup wide receivers for London, and it's second down.
I think that's what we're going to see pretty much for the day, Tim. If London can establish the pass and exploit this Mexico City Aztec defensive secondary, they give up more passing yards than any team in the league.
Most passing yards, most total yards, fourth fewest rushing yards, if interestingly enough, but London does not run it all that much. Their starting running back only ran the ball 6 times last week in their close loss to Louisiana. Angus McLean, deep drop, now he'll loft it over the center of the field, and it's caught. First down out towards midfield for Benji Matson. Their number 1 tight end makes his first catch of the season here in week 3.
Big time play out of Omaha, Nebraska, Benji Matson.
We were wondering when he would get involved, Mike. It's been a long time coming for Benji. He was a big play guy in the minor league, finally makes his first catch. Now McLean fires out to the right side. It's caught there by Fox Highwind, their number 2 wide receiver, and the Knights will hustle back up to the line.
They're in the hurry up, trying to catch Mexico City on their heels.
From just over midfield, now over the middle, McLean finds Benji Matson once again, a gain of 8.
3 plays, 2 catches for Benji Matson. Tim, he didn't have any in the first 2 games.
Make it 12. My math is off already, but Matson is cooking. 2 catches for over 30-plus yards already in this first drive. Now from the 36, McLean hustles to the line, and he gets Mexico City to jump offside. On a quick out, here's Fox Highwind, 1 cutback, and he picks up about 5 or 6. Clearly a jump offside by Brock Lee, and this play will come out rather about in the wash at the end of the day.
So far, London's looked very solid. We knew they were going to come out this high-powered air attack with Angus McLean and his 3 young wide receivers. And right there, you see Brock Lee just jumps a little bit too soon.
Check out the Who You Got community poll at the top of the screen. 70%, a nice round number of our Discord community, picked Mexico City to win this game. They have a winning record so far in this young season, the Discord community, and London coming in at 0-2, despite being at home, heavy underdogs in the eyes of the fans. Mexico City packs the line. London accepts the penalty, so 1st and 5. Here's the first carry for Robert Merrill. Spin move for Merrill, and he's got daylight down the left sideline. No one's going to touch him. Robert Merrill to the house. London strikes first at home.
London is definitely calling Robert Merrill. The Queen is standing up, clapping, and Robert Merrill's got the Knights on the board.
What a run down the left side. He hits one spin move, and Mexico City packs the line like we said. Great fullback lead block by Iggy Swift, one of the best in the business, and no one touches Robert Merrill. And London's calling, it's a house call. In this case, a 31-yard touchdown run for Robert Merrill, and the Knights strike first.
What a
How about this start?
way to get things started with a little extra excitement from the hometown crowd.
He was good last week when London used him. Only 6 carries, though, for an average of about 6 yards per carry on the course of the season, and he breaks out a big run. London strikes first. JT Delaney on for the PAT. No pressure from Mexico City, and he knocks it through. The Knights fly down the field, and they strike first. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. London marches 75 yards in only 5 plays. Angus McLean throws it 4 times, and then Robert Merrill rips off a 31-yard touchdown run, and the Knights strike first in their first home game of Season 15. Delaney will kick off. Jason Bartley here on the return for Mexico City. The undrafted free agent gets out to the 24. Welcome on in back to the Queensway for the first time this year. Alongside Mike and Proda, I'm Tim Hackett, Ben Warner, and Mark Chisholm in the stat truck. Cam Irvine working hard as he always does behind the scenes. First of 5 games across the SFL network coming your way on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. As Cam Irvine told us, just the second time ever that the SFL has had games played on August 2nd, and they're going to add 5 more to that ledger by the end of the day. Mexico City, first play on offense. This high-powered offense led by Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. On their first play, they will hand it off to the tailback Phoenix Jones, and he's stopped up at the line of scrimmage for no gain by Joe Duncan. Here's a look back at the last time that the SFL had games on August 2nd, all the way back in Season 5, Orlando against Honolulu, 2 teams that don't exist anymore, as you might imagine. And I love that note. The folks who owned both of those teams were married. It's the only time in SFL history that has happened. Talk about bringing your work home with you. Matt Wilson to throw for the first time, and he has a man here on the near sideline. It's caught near the first down by K.L. Barrett, their longtime wide receiver, gain of 9.
Yeah, Tim, and speaking with Ramos Lynn this past week, the head coach for the Aztecs, they have to do a better job at stopping the deep throws. On that last drive, Benji Matson caught a couple of receptions, and they have to do a better job at stopping the big play. Robert Merrill got the handoff, and boy, oh boy, did he start the game with a big play. Mexico City's going to have to answer.
They'll give it to Phoenix Jones on 3rd and 1, and Jones gets just enough. Needed 1, got 1.5 maybe. Nice pickup. First down.
Good job by the second-year man out of Springfield, Massachusetts. They needed 1, they got it, and they keep the drive alive.
And to your point, Mike, I mean, this big play has affected Mexico City on defense time and again, just through 2 weeks. And on that last drive, they gave up 3 chunk plays of 10 or more yards, and the penalty, and London moves all the way down in 5 official plays. Mexico City trying to respond. Wilson over the middle of the field. That's caught near the line to gain, a pickup of 8. That looks like Richard Montague, and it is their other veteran wide receiver. Wilson now in his 10th year, all with the Mexico City franchise, and Barrett and Montague, the two guys that have made catches on this drive, are now in their 8th season, all with Mexico City. So these three guys have been playing together for their entire careers pretty much for the two wide receivers, and that is just an impressive bit of longevity. Here goes Phoenix Jones. Huge hole for Jones up the middle, out across the 50-yard line into the London 48.
Great job by the guard, Stu McKenzie, to open up that hole for Phoenix Primetime Jones. And that's what Ramos Lynn and this Aztec offense wants to see. Get Jones a little more involved, and he's very effective, picking up nice yardage.
Phoenix Jones was good last year as the fullback, Mikey, and this is a storyline that SFL fans and certainly Mexico City fans know very well. Ray Bentley, the Hall of Fame running back from Mexico City, taking a leave this season, so a hole opened up at running back, and so Phoenix Jones moves from fullback to running back, and it's tough to be as dynamic as Bentley, but he hasn't quite had that level of production so far. Now they'll give the fullback dive to Laura Horrell, the rookie fullback, and she's stopped up at the line of scrimmage by William Davidson, the most veteran defensive lineman on this London team.
It looks to me that the Aztec offense is going to have to go with a dual threat all year long. Jones and Horrell, that's what they did last year with Bentley and Phoenix Jones at fullback. He moves to halfback, and now Horrell gets another, or is that Phoenix Jones, Tim?
It looks like Jones goes up left guard behind Stu McKenzie, and he picks up 4. Wrenched down from behind by Telemax Scarborough.
Yeah, everybody's familiar with Wilson. They know he's a Hall of Famer. They know about their wide receivers, the veterans, Barrett, Montague, Mike Daggs. They know that this offense can throw the ball. They need to establish the run if they want to win more games.
That's exactly what Mexico City is doing here on this first drive, which is kind of counter to how they started their last 2 games. Here goes Jones on the counter play, and he is stopped up after a gain of just 3. Nice tackle by Jeff Gagne. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, it didn't look like the offensive line could get that leverage to create space in time for Phoenix Jones. The movement was defensive, and they got him for the loss of 4th and 2.
Doesn't pass on 3rd down and medium. They try to get it with Jones, and London was ready for it. So Johnny Lindstrom on for the punt. Angled kick out towards the corner. It bounces once, twice, 3 times, and rolls into the end zone. Mexico City couldn't execute it on special teams. London will get the ball on top by 7. Live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to the Queensway across the pond, live from across the Atlantic Ocean. Tim Hackett, Mike and Proto, London checking in at 0-2. Mexico City 1-1. Both teams losing thrillers a week ago. London had to come back from a halftime deficit. Were not able to quite seal the deal, and Mexico City was up big going into the 4th quarter and ended up losing the game to St. Louis. And that's how we ended up where we are here. Gain of 1 on the ground here for Robert Merrill. And check this out, Mike. I mean, this Mexico City team so far this year, there's good, bad, and ugly. On the left side of that graphic, you've got the offense numbers. They're 2nd in the league in points scored through 2 games, 2nd in total yards through 2 games, but the defense has really struggled. 5th most points allowed per game and the most total yards allowed. That's got to change for Mexico City to be good this year. And here goes Robert Merrill, another spin move that led him to his touchdown the last time. This time he picks up about 8.5.
3rd and inches. Merrill's starting to look good to begin this game. And to your point, Tim, yeah, nice graphic. Good job by our team to put up those numbers. It's absolutely essential to see the tale of two cities in Mexico. Their offense has been absolutely fantastic. However, on the other side of the ball, it's the complete opposite. They're on the wrong side of the spectrum. And if Mexico City plans on winning more games than they lose in season 15 and they hope to get back to the playoffs, the Aztec defense needs to tighten things up.
That just averages out to be a middle-of-the-pack team as it stands. On 3rd down and 1, they'll give it to Merrill again. Spins around the outside and picks up the first down. Stopped up there by middle linebacker KT Horrell, but Robert Merrill delivers again.
Yeah, good job by Merrill. Last week, only 6 carries for 36 yards versus Louisiana, and he's definitely surpassed that in his first 4 carries of this ball game.
London does not have the ball very much, or they did not in the first 2 games of the season, but when Robert Merrill has been used, and he's not been used very much, he's been extremely effective. Now on 1st down, McLean with a quick out route to Fox Highwood once again. That play has worked just about every single time. Highwood picks up 4. I mean, to this point of the season, Robert Merrill had 22 carries through his first 2 games. That's the 4th fewest among all tailbacks, but he still had the 11th most yards and an average yards per carry of exactly 6. That's 4th best among all tailbacks. So when he's been used, he's been effective, but London has not been able to use him because they've been trailing so much in their first 2 games.
Very true, very true. When your halfback averages 6 yards per carry, get him the ball, Tim.
And now they'll go on this near side looking for Merrill out of the backfield. He was wide open, but the pass sails through his hands. They use him a lot as a receiver, 15 catches, 6th most among tailbacks, but that one does not work out.
Good-looking pass by Angus McLean. Merrill just wasn't able to haul it in.
Tell you about the rest of the London offense as we go along here on this drive. Angus McLean now in his 3rd year in the league. Lives in Seattle, but the Scotsman now playing for the team based in London. How appropriate. 3rd and 5 for him here. Over the middle of the field. He's got 3 receivers there, and one of them hauls it in. 1st down.
Angus McLean, he's 5 out of 7 for 61 yards. He's looking pretty good. And back to McLean, Tim. Yeah, he's from Tobermory on the Isle of Mull in Scotland. Can you believe that? And he told me if there was an animation to wear a kilt on the field, he'd be the guy doing it.
That's perfect, and that's just perfect for his personality, and I totally believe that. If he could, he would. And nice pickup there for Iggy Swift, the fullback's longest catch of the season. Now McLean, deep bomb over the middle. That's caught once again. Dayton Rhodes, the number 2 tight end. This London pass offense is cooking.
You'd never know that this London pass offense was so young. They've got about 5 rookies on there. Vin Kalia is a 2nd-year man, but it's the 2nd tight end, number 88, Dayton Rhodes out of Orange County, California, who makes a beautiful catch.
Yeah, great point. Vin Kalia, outside of McLean, is the only member of this offense that isn't a rookie. Outside of Robert Merrill, of course, but Robert Merrill is in his 1st year with London. This London team is so young and so new to the Knights, and just everybody's so inexperienced. Now McLean over the middle. That pass is caught by Vin Kalia, his 1st catch of the ball game after he's been held in check, and he picks up 7. Stopped up there by Jack Napier.
Good job by Vin Kalia, the 2nd-year man out of Smithtown, New York. Had a heck of a game last week against Louisiana, and he's looking to add to his success.
Yeah, fantastic game a week ago. I think Cam Irvine in the moment called him awesome, and I think that's really a perfect word for it. He was fantastic a week ago. Over 130 receiving yards. 2nd down and 3 here for London. Robert Merrill, 1 spin move, stretches towards the 1st down line, and he's hauled down just short. Matthew Lee, the safety, wrenches him down from the ankles. 3rd down.
Great job by Matthew Lee to stop the running back short of the 1st down marker, but London's back in the red zone.
A new man to Mexico City, took a couple of seasons off, and now he's back playing strong safety. Rookie to Mexico City, at least from Polk County, Georgia, with a nice stop. 3rd down and inches from the 20-yard line. From the fullback set, the give to Robert Merrill. He's got daylight down the right sideline, and Merrill down inside the 5-yard line. Tackle from behind by, looks like Chesley Gallion, the other outside linebacker, but another pickup on 3rd down for Merrill.
Wow, this London offense has really come out and fired up. You see a great block by the fullback, Iggy Swift, to spring Merrill into the open field, and he takes it down to the 6.
He's been fantastic to start so far in this game, Merrill, and kudos as well to Iggy Swift with that 1 big catch through the air on this drive, and he's been paving the road for Merrill all of the rest of the time. Now 1st down and goal from the 6 for McLean. He's directly under center with 2 men in the backfield and 3 wideouts. No tight ends for this 2 tight end team. McLean to the near side. Kalia makes the catch, but he goes out of bounds 2 yards short of the end zone. Jeffrey Daggs was there to usher him out.
Wow, very unfortunate for Kalia. The end zone was wide open. His body was spinning, and he just couldn't control himself to move forward into the end zone. They're on the 2. It's 2nd and goal, but Tim London looks fantastic.
Yeah, they've looked fantastic, no question. Best word I can think of in this first quarter. Less than a minute left in it. 7-0 London on 2nd and goal. Here goes Barrow, and he's stopped up from behind. Nice pressure, nice pursuit, and Andre Krim, the rookie defensive tackle. Or check it, that's 92, Mike Gardner, not 93 in the white. Either way, it's a loss of 1.
Good job by the defensive end, Mike Gardner. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
We're just excited to see the Crim Reaper get involved, so I got ahead of myself. It's a loss of 1 either way for the backup, Mike Gardner. Now 3rd down and goal from the 3. 2 men out to the wide to the right. McLean swings it left side, and that's caught. Touchdown, London. Dayton Rhodes with his first SFL touchdown.
Dayton, don't call me Dusty Rhodes with a beautiful little 2-yard pattern, busted into the outside of the end zone, and McLean hits him with a perfect TD pass.
Now he's lined up here, left tackle. All of the action was on the right side of the offense, and look how wide open he is. Take me home, Dayton Rhodes. London is into the end zone 2 times on 2 drives. This night's offense has been fantastic.
Congratulations to the rookie out of Orange County, California. The first TD of his young career.
And he's been the tight end to watch to this point of the season, Mike. I mean, Benji Matson was their 1st-round pick, 3rd overall. We know how good of a guy he is, how much he's done for the team off the field. But Dayton Rhodes, as Dulaney knocks in the extra point. Rhodes was a 7th-round pick, a former defensive back in the minor leagues, but he's been by far the busier tight end through the first 2 weeks, and now he's rewarded with his first touchdown catch.
You got to give credit to head coach Liam Crowder. The offense that he's put together today has been very, very impressive. He's used both tight ends effectively. That drive, 13 plays, 79 yards, and the rookie Dayton Rhodes caps it off with a beautiful 3-yard touchdown reception.
Dulaney will kick off, and Jason Bartley, who's been decent returning kicks for Mexico City through 2 games, is ready to return. Runs into his own man, and that kind of doomed him from the start. He gets out to the 20. And no further. So Mexico City had the ball for 9 plays on their first drive. They moved it only 36 yards. They ran it more than they passed. Do you expect that to change here now that they're down by 14?
It's still early in the game, Tim. It's certainly a good question. Mexico City definitely does not want to get down by any more points. Maybe Wilson will throw it a little bit more, but I think this early in the ball game, don't get away from your game plan. Grind it out, stick with it, and let's see what you can do.
Wilson will bomb it here deep down the left sideline into double coverage. Looks like Barrett down there, and either way, that was right between 2 defenders. Good pressure applied by Zach Turner. 2nd down.
Yeah, you saw the pass. It came out of Wilson's hand a little bit too quick, a little bit too far, and that's because Zach Turner, he forced the pressure on Matt Wilson, and he threw it incomplete.
Matt Wilson, a Hall of Famer already, still going strong with his best buddy Mike Daggs as the top tight end. Those 2 linked up early and often a week ago. Haven't seen Daggs even get a target so far in this game today. 9 seconds left in the first quarter. Deep drop, 1 pump fake for Wilson. Now he'll bomb it deep down the middle of the field. Ask and he shall receive. Mike Daggs is wide open. An 80-yard touchdown bomb from Wilson to Daggs. It's deja vu all over again, and Mexico City's on the board.
You weren't going to hold the Bronze Bomber down for too long. Great protection by the offensive line, and he hits Mike Diggity Daggs with a big-time touchdown play.
This is a play that's going to look all too familiar to Mexico City fans. This happened on the first drive of the game. 2nd play from scrimmage last week against St. Louis. An 80-yard link-up from Wilson to Daggs. He smoked the whole defense. Nobody was ready. Telemac Scarborough, the outside linebacker, was the nearest man to Mike Daggs. And for the 2nd time this season, those 2 longtime friends link up for an 80-yard touchdown strike. And just like that, Mexico City's back in the game.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe it, Tim. Matt Wilson and Mike Daggs hook up again for the 5th time this year. Mike Daggs leads all receivers in total yards receiving.
Daggs does it again. We're done with 1 here in London. The home team on top by 7. Live on 11 Sports and for the fans. on the board, courtesy of a touchdown throw from Wilson to Dags and Mike and Proto. That happened 3 times a week ago, including this play, the second play from scrimmage, an 80-yard link-up, one of the plays of the year so far, and that would happen 2 more times in the first half as Mexico City raced out to a huge lead. These two have been doing it for a long time.
Tight end Mike Dags, he's been the focus in the Mexico City Aztec passing attack for games 1, 2, and now 3. Last week against St. Louis, Dags had a tremendous performance. 9 catches, 254 yards, and 3 TDs. There aren't too many in the league at this underrated position that get it done quite like he does. A huge presence on the field. Hashtag throw it to the tight end. Well done, Mike Dags.
That's always been his mantra, right? And he's certainly sticking his claim to having that become common parlance in the SFL. He's been dominant to this point of the season. Now 5 touchdown catches, most in the league. Here's a nice return for Dustin Zach, the rookie kick returner for London. Welcome back to the Queensway for the first time this year. Tim Hackett and Mike and Proto up in the booth. Ben Warner and Mark Chisholm in the stat truck. Cam Irvine working hard behind the scenes. Happy to have you with us wherever you're watching or listening from. Good games so far. As we mentioned, 70% of our Discord community favored Mexico City in this game. The line also favors Mexico City in this game. They're expecting a shootout. Not a surprise if you consider how good Mexico City's offense has been these first 2 weeks. And we've got a good game on tap versus 5 across our network today. Here's Robert Merrill on the check. It's Iggy Swift, the fullback, on the carry, and he picks up 2.
Yeah, back to Dags, Tim. I mean, what a luxury for Ramos Lynn and this offensive line that Matt Wilson gets to play behind. Dags involved in blocking schemes, and then always so reliable in the air. 1 catch, 80 yards, and a TD. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and Wilson has been fantastic at the quarterback position pretty much his whole career, but how about having that kind of safety blanket for the last 4+ years now? Here's the give to Merrill, and it's a fumble, and the ball is loose inside the 30-yard line, and Mexico City's got it. The momentum continues to switch, and Andre Krim is the one who picks it up. Dexter Jackson knocks it loose.
What an awareness play by Andre the Crim Reaper, and Mexico City's offense back on the field. They're inside the 25.
So Krim was the guy who applies pressure on McLean, and then Jackson hits the tailback Merrill from behind, and then the Krim Reaper with the death knell. He picks up the fumble. You don't see that very often in this league. And now Mexico City, which was down 14-0 early, scores to end the first quarter, and now they give Matt Wilson the ball first down from the 26-yard line after the fumble by Robert Merrill. First down. Here's the pass out to the near side. That's caught. Nice gain out to the near side by Richard Montague, the vet. Or check that. Number 88 for Mexico City. It's TJ Punk, their number 2 tight end.
TJ Punk, the number 2 tight end. He's a rookie out of San Diego. He's got 8 catches for 58 yards on the air. Make it 9.
Yeah, one of the better tight ends in the minor leagues for the Albuquerque Adams. TJ Punk, 3rd-round pick. First catch of the game for him here. First down now from the 15. They'll give to Phoenix Jones, and he's swallowed up immediately. Nice work on this London front 4, which has been fantastic all season. There's a look at one of them, Zach the Burner Turner. Stopped for no gain.
Zach the Burner Turner, yeah, he was born in Athens, Alabama. He's got 12 tackles, and look at that statistic right there, Tim. Look at that stat between these 2 rookies.
Yeah, these 2 rookie defensive tackles have been fantastic to this point of the season. Second down at 10. Wilson on the quick hitter to the right sideline. That's caught by Phoenix Jones coming out of the backfield, gain of 9. We'll go back to this graphic. And look at the difference here. Andre Krim, 1st-round pick, 11th overall. He's been good so far this year with 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. But Zach Turner, a 6th-round pick. Look at his numbers through 2 games.
Yeah, big-time numbers from Zach the Burner Turner. 12 total tackles, averages 6 per game. Both of these guys have 2 sacks, 2 big-time rookie defensive tackles making an impact in the trenches.
And Turner is playing alongside William Davidson, who's one of the best defensive tackles in history. On the 3rd down, they give to Phoenix Jones, and he stopped inches short of the line to gain. There is William Davidson right on cue, sitting at 99 career tackles for loss, one of the best to ever do it. He stops Jones for no gain.
I got to throw the red flag if I'm Ramos Lynn. Where's Ramos Lynn challenging the spot?
Yeah, this is an interesting idea, but Mexico City's lining up to go for it on 4th and inches from about the 6-yard line. Is this the classic bait and switch move? Wilson taking his time, 10 seconds on the play clock with 2 men in the backfield. London packing the line, now 5 seconds on the play clock. Wilson staring down William Davidson, and he will call a timeout. What's your take on this, Mike? I mean, you get the fumble. Are you happy to settle for a field goal here in the second quarter?
The only person that's happy that settles for a field goal is the field goal kicker, Tim. Really surprised at Ramos Lynn. I know it's early in the game. The score's 14-7, but when you come out, the momentum has swung back to you. You picked off a huge, big-time fumble, really close down inside the red zone. I at least throw the flag. Let R62 take a look at it. But on this particular play, the 3 points is what they're going to take. Hopefully, they can kick this through with the future Hall of Famer, Cole Varner.
He's been about as reliable as it gets over the course of his career, and Cole Varner is good once again. His 6th made kick of the season officially from 22 yards out. Andre Krim recovers the fumble, and Cole Varner tacks on the field goal. London leads by 4. This is the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and for the fans. The first fumble of the year for Robert Merrill results in 3 points for Mexico City. Another made field goal by Cole Varner, one of the best in the business, and it's a 4-point game. Welcome back to the Queensway. Deep kickoff from Varner, and Dustin Zach, the rookie, on the return. He gets out to the 20 and no further. We've waited long enough, Mike. We'd like to introduce you to the personnel here in the Simulation Football League so everybody can get their chance to shine before they actually get out there and make some plays. So let's introduce you to the London Knights offense. Blow by blow. First up, the quarterback, Angus McLean, in his 3rd year in the league. The tailback is Robert Merrill, his 1st year in London. The fullback, Iggy Swift. They've got 3-star wide receivers, 2-star tight ends, no star offensive linemen. The breakdown for head coach Liam Crowder. 1st and 10 here for the Scotsman, Angus McLean, from directly under center at the 20-yard line. Short drop, quick hitter out to the left sideline. That's caught there by Vin Kalia, their number 1 wide receiver. Or check that, that's actually Robert Merrill coming out of the backfield. He lines up out wide there sometimes, and he picks up 6. So Merrill, the tailback, the wide receivers are the aforementioned Vin Kalia, Fox Highwind, and Dustin Zek, a pair of rookies. The tight ends, also a pair of rookies, Benji Matson and Dayton Rhodes, both of whom have figured in already into this game. So a gain of 6 on first down through the air for Robert Merrill. The 6th most catches by all tailbacks coming into today. Now they'll go on the ground, and he's wrenched down from behind. Nice tackle there by Chesley Gallion, the other outside linebacker for Mexico City. And it's 3rd down.
Great job by Mexico City. They were in the 4-3. They were ready for the run. It brings up a big 3rd down play. All the momentum has swung over to Mexico City after London came out with all engines fired up.
For all the issues that these two defenses have had this year, getting pressure has not been one of them, but no sacks so far. On 3rd down, they give to Iggy Swift, and he runs right into the waiting arms of KT Horrell, the rookie middle linebacker. Stops Swift short. 4th down.
Excellent awareness by Katie Horrell out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She was the 29th pick of the 2nd round, Tim. What a great job to stop the running back just short and give her offense a chance.
I call her the matriarch. She is the founder of this Horrell family that has been all over the SFL this year and last year. A nice addition to this Mexico City defense. First punt of the day for London and Phil Hunter, and the return for Jason Bartley gets him out to the Mexico City 33. So we'll tell you now about the Mexico City offense as they get back out on the field. You've seen just about everybody so far. The quarterback, of course, Matt Wilson, the Hall of Famer, now in his 10th season in the SFL. The tailback is Phoenix Jones in his 2nd year, 1st year as the running back. Maura Horrell, the rookie, is the fullback. There's a look at Mike Daggs, the tight end, and TJ Punk is the other tight end, the rookie from San Diego. First down here for Wilson, 4-point deficit from the 33-yard line. And the southpaw over the middle hits Mike Daggs once again. Pickup of 12 through the air, first down.
After that 80-yard bomb, Matt Wilson says, listen, I'm going to go back to Mr. Reliable Mike Daggs, and he finds his receiver wide open down the middle of the field.
Get a gain of 13, a nice link up from Wilson to Daggs. How many more times are we going to say that over the course of the game today? I imagine quite a few. The rest of the offense really quickly, K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague, the two veteran wideouts. Jason Bartley, the undrafted free agent, now in the middle, rounding out the unit. And the offensive line is anchored by left guard Stu McKenzie in his second year in the league. One tight end to the offset to the left side for Wilson. Two-man in the backfield, 1st and 10 for the 46. On the give to Phoenix Jones, and he's stopped up after a gain of about 1 by Zach Turner and Joe Duncan. And there's a look at Telemac Scarborough.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Mike, sorry.
No, Telemac Scarborough, Jeff Gagne, the big defensive guys up front, and the linebackers come up. They make a big play, only 1 yard on the gain.
Yeah, I love both of these two linebackers. They both wear numbers in the 90s, which is just messing with me, but I love it. Jeff Gagne was great in the minor leagues, first-round pick this year. They give now on second down. I think that's Horrell, the fullback. It is indeed Laura Horrell, and she picks up 3, stopped there by Brandon Ewing, the corner.
Yeah, good job by Brandon Ewing, and there's Horrells all over the field, Tim. Laura Horrell on offense, Katie Horrell on defense. We got the whole Horrell family partying up today in London.
And I love the matchup. Laura Horrell, the fullback for Mexico City. Dustin Zach, the wide receiver for London. Former San Jose running backs in the minor leagues. On third down, Wilson over the middle. It's caught. First down by Mike Daggs. Big shocker. And he gets all the way out to the 40-yard line. Another first down from Wilson to Daggs.
Matt Wilson, he knows who he needs to go to. Get the other guys involved. But on third down, when you need 7, throw it to Daggs, and he gets you 10.
I'll tell you about the London defense as we go along here on the drive. The front 4 have been excellent at getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks so far this year. Everybody has at least 1 sack. None so far today. On first down, they give it to Phoenix Jones, and he picks up 3. Scarborough is in the area as well as Jeff Gagne, the 2 linebackers.
Yeah, Jeff Gagne and Telemac Scarborough, big linebackers, both rookies. Gagne out of Rochester, New Hampshire. Telemac Scarborough, Vallejo, California.
The defensive line, Joe Duncan and Eric Surrett on the outside, sophomore and rookie respectively. And on the inside, William Davidson and Zach Turner. Second down and 8 after the gain of 2 for Phoenix Jones. They'll give the handoff once again to Laura Horrell. She runs right in to Telemac Scarborough, gain of 1.
It's pretty clear that Mexico City, now that they've gotten this game back within 4 points, they want to control the ball, and they're trying to establish the run.
And she runs right into Telemac Scarborough. The defensive backs for London, Tanner Hendricks, the veteran corner, Brandon Ewing, the sophomore, and the safeties, the veteran Marquise Reed, Jack Russell, and Devin Say. Wilson now down over the right seam, and it's caught once again by Mike Daggs. Big shocker for the 3rd time on this drive. Wilson to Daggs on 3rd down, and they pick it up.
Mike Daggs is having himself a heck of a first half. Mr. Reliable catches another 3rd down pass to move the chains.
And they smoked Jeff Gagne cutting in on that inside route. And Gagne was really good at just about everything in the minor leagues. Good tackler, good in coverage. Now playing the inside linebacker spot here for Liam Crowder. And the rookie, it's a tough matchup against a guy as good as Mike Daggs is. He's been fantastic this season. 1st and 10. Now Wilson over the right seam this time, and it's dropped. Good defense over there by Jack Russell, the safety. He was looking for K.L. Barrett cutting in on the right side.
Be careful of the law firm, Russell, Reed, and Say. I know last week, Jack Russell out of Washington, D.C., he intercepted his first pass in Tulsa in week 1, almost had interception number 2 in week 3.
Yeah, say no more. Those 3 safeties are a pretty good trio, Russell, Reed, and Say. And Jack Russell coming off a pretty solid rookie season. On 2nd and 10, They run right into the line once again. Man, that was Samuel Cassidy, the other outside linebacker here for London. It makes up the 3rd member of this linebacker trio. No gain for Jones.
Samuel, the Sundance Kid Cassidy, comes up and lays a big hit on Phoenix Jones.
I'm personally hoping we see Mike Lazowski some point in this game. Hopefully nobody gets injured, but seeing him make a play would be fun. Selfishly.
The big Lazowski, Tim.
I'm watching you, Mikey Proto. 3rd down and 10. Pass over the middle by Wilson is knocked away incomplete. He was going for Jason Bartley, the undrafted free agent. First target of the game for him, knocked away. 4th down.
Wilson tried to get Bartley on an angle route towards the middle of the field, but big number 22 quarterback Tanner Hendricks came up, knocked the ball away. It's 4th and 10, and it'll force Cole Varner to come out for his second field goal attempt today.
Drop from Bartley. It wouldn't have been good enough for the first down as it stood, but Bartley couldn't haul it in. He's got just 5 catches on the young season. So here comes Cole Varner, who has been fantastic now in his 6th season out of Andalusia, Alabama. And the kick from Varner sails through officially from 40. He's 2 of 2 today, and Mexico City has battled back to make this a 1-point game.
Incredible ball game we have this afternoon from London. Cole Varner brings Mexico City 13 unanswered points. He's 7 for 7 on the year. And Tim, that puts him up to about 145 out of 150 for his career. Close to about 97% success on kicking field goals from all over the field.
If you count his playoff stats, he's still at about 95% makes in his career, which is fantastic. Now in his 6th season, all with the Mexico City franchise. He will kick off here, and the return coming out here from the rookie Dustin Zex, who's been okay so far in this young season. He's been fantastic on punt returns. And we mentioned first game out of 5 coming up across the SFL network. First of 5, and then, excuse me, let me try this again. 4 more SFL games coming your way on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Don't change the channel. 2 more coming up. It's a triple header here on 11 Sports and For the Fans here on Saturday. Coming up at 2:30, 1:30 Central, Arizona at Fort Worth with Michael Chirillo and Gerald Giudice. I'm expecting some darts conversations there, gentlemen, if you're listening, and also some good football as well. 2:30, 1:30 Central right here. Now McLean trying to respond. Deep bomb over the right seam. That's caught. First down and more. Out across the 45 goes Fox Highwind.
Nice job by Fox Highwind. He adds to his season total. He's got 14 catches for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2 games.
He clowns Jack Napier on the outside, one of the corners here for Mexico City, his first year after 2 with Atlanta, of course, winning the SFL championship last year at the Atlanta Swarm, now coming over to run alongside Han Tayumi, one of the best corners in the game, in the white at the top of your screen, now flexing out to the back, and Napier now down to the bottom. Nice pickup of about 20, 25 for Fox Highwood on first down. Now they'll go on the ground back to Robert Merrill, and he has nowhere to go. Let's tell you about the Mexico City defense for the first time. Well, we'll tell you about that after the 2-minute warning. Time flies here in London. It's been a really good game. 2 minutes left in the first half. London on top by 1. You're watching the SFL live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Play, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance is Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on 11 Sports and For the Fans, when Baltimore clashes with Carolina. Visit crowdplay.com for more details. Good game here. No money on the line for us, but still a great game. And a nice pickup out of the backfield for Robert Merrill. Out down the left sideline and taken out there by Katie Horrell. Another first down for London.
Good-looking play by McLean to Merrill. The halfbacks look good despite the fumble. Collects a little pass out in the open flat, breaks a tackle, and more importantly, gets out of bounds to preserve his timeouts.
Yeah, great call by you. And London now moving down the field once again. So this is now their 4th possession of the game. Or check that, 5th possession of the game. 1 punt, 1 fumble, 2 touchdowns. So some good and some bad here in this first half for London. But when they've been able to move the ball, this offense has looked about as good as it's looked all season, 2.5 games in.
It's all about luck. They look like they've been playing really, really well in this first half. They're just an unlucky fumble to allow Mexico City to bring it within one. But Tim, back to crowd play. How awesome is this new app that we've partnered with? Haven't you won some money on this thing?
I mean, I don't want to, the short answer is yes, I have.
Wow, unbelievable.
I'll take what I can get, Mike. Look,
We got to get more
I will
people
take
involved on this thing. This is awesome.
Let's not, otherwise I might not win as much. I'm just joking. You absolutely should play. It's a lot of fun, and it really augments the game-watching experience. On second down, McLean has a quick hitter out to the right sideline. That looks like Highwind over there. He's been a busy man. Dustin Zeck made the catch on first down. Now 3rd down and 3. McLean hustles back to the line. 1:11 left. Pass over the middle. That's caught by Vin Kalia. He usually lines up out wide. Now in the slot, makes the catch for a first down. Gain of 8.
They're in the hurry up, Tim.
Now 1st and 10 from the 25. They'll swing it out to the outside. That looks like Merrill coming out of the backfield, and he stopped for a gain of 1.
Good job by number 54, Dexter Action Jackson. The clock keeps ticking away.
45 seconds left in the half. Still with all 3 timeouts of the Knights. They'll swing it out this way now for Merrill. And he stopped up after a gain of 2. London will use its first timeout. Jack Napier, the corner, on the stop.
Jack the Joker Napier, he's aware of the situation. 40 seconds left to go in the half. He wants to make Mexico City burn a timeout, and he makes the tackle and keeps the wide receiver in bounds.
Unlike London, this secondary for Mexico City is fairly experienced. Han Tayumi in his 4th year in the league, Jeffrey Daggs in his 6th, and Jack Napier and Greg Gaines both in their 3rd overall in the league. And Matthew Lee back in the league after a couple of years off. Over the middle, it's caught. First down by Dustin Zeck. His 2nd catch of the drive. London continuing to cook.
Plenty of time. Keep your composure.
30 seconds left in the half. Still 2 timeouts for London. McLean over the middle. Caught once again. This time it's Dayton Rhodes. Barrels forward and picks up 5.
London's really good. They're down inside the 10. They've got 1 timeout left. Look for McLean to put it in the end zone.
Benji Matson has not even been targeted after he made 2 catches on the first drive of the game. And, of course, Rhodes has London's 2nd touchdown, which is the difference in the game right now, and he's got a handful of catches. So 2nd down and 5, 23 seconds left until halftime. McLean directly under center with 3 wides and 2 tight ends. Mexico City puts a couple of extra guys in the box. McLean, short drop. Quick hitter out to the left sideline. That's caught by Merrill. Turns the corner, accelerates, and he stops just short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1. He steps out at the 4.
McLean hit Merrill with a quick hitter out of the backfield. Merrill knew that there were a couple of defenders, and instead of taking a chance and having the clock run out, he gets out of bounds, and they still got a timeout in their back pocket.
I guess that does stop the clock, and it gives them some free reign to do a little bit of everything here. 3rd down and 1 now from the 4 with 1 timeout. Mexico City can still get a fresh set of downs here deep inside enemy territory. 3rd down and 1 for the 4. McLean over the middle, and it's dropped. Had a man coming out of the backfield, the fullback, Iggy Swift. 3 Aztec defenders were there, knocked away, 4th down.
Wow, what a great pass by McLean. Threw it to Iggy Swift. Should have been a touchdown, and the ball sails through the fullback's hands. Tough break.
Just 3 catches on the season for Iggy Swift, and that should have been his first SFL touchdown, no question. So JT Delaney on for the field goal. Very inexperienced kicker. 2nd-year man from Baltimore, only attempted 13 kicks a season ago, and he's only attempted 1 so far this year. The hold down from Dante DePass, and the kick from Delaney sails through, officially from 21, so he's made 1 from 21 and 1 from 19, and London restores its 4-point lead.
London will take the 3 points. They're going to have to be happy with that with 13 seconds left to go. But for Iggy Swift, just a little bit out of luck. And in London, Tim, they call it a wee bit out of cheddar.
Yeah, and this London was in a spot of bother there after they surrendered their 14-0 lead, but Delaney and McLean, the rest of the offense, helped them extend the lead now before halftime. A return opportunity here for Jason Bartley. 10 seconds left in the first half. 1 spin move, and Bartley has not had a whole lot of luck so far on kick returns today. I was going to ask you, Mike, time enough to run some plays here for Mexico City, but I'm going to answer the question. With Matt Wilson at the helm, there's always time.
Absolutely. He could possibly hook up with Mike Daggs. 1 play, another 80 yards, and before you know it, Mexico City will be leading by 3 by the end of this half.
The Aztecs do still have 2 timeouts left. Now from the 21-yard line, only 9 seconds left in the half. Wilson alone in the shotgun with 3 men out to the right and 1 to the left. Southpaw Wilson bullets it over the middle of the field. That's caught First down and a whole lot more for Richard Montague, slanting in from the left side. Mexico City immediately uses a timeout, a pickup of 18.
Those are two crafty veterans. They know that there's only 9 seconds left on the clock. They get the ball all the way up to the 39, and that's definitely in Hail Mary range for the Bronze Bomber.
Montague told you this week that he calls himself the Count, and fittingly, because that's somebody that Wilson can count on time and again, and maybe they look for him here.
Yeah, Richard Montague, the Count. He considers himself the most handsome player in the SFL. He said that 100% of the people he polled have agreed.
I mean, if you just talk to yourself, then hopefully you get a 100% approval rating. I wonder if Benji Matson has anything to say about that on the other side. Mexico City's going to play it safe here. Oh, they stop it with 1 second left. They have a dive play. They pick up 2 yards through Phoenix Jones, and they stop the clock with their last timeout with 1 second left. Maybe another chance here for Mexico City.
We all know, Tim, I don't have to take any polls to have 100% of the community know that I'm probably the ugliest player in the league. But, when I talked to Montague, he said, listen, we both are, two ends of the spectrum. It doesn't matter what's on the outside. Don't worry about it. It's what's on the inside that counts.
That's a nice little, you guys keep telling yourself that. We'll go with it. Last play of the first half after Mexico City uses a timeout with 1 second left. Hail Mary formation for the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. Has all day. Lines it up. Bombs it deep down the right side of the field, and it's intercepted. 4 different Knights were there. That's taken away inside the 10-yard line by Tanner Hendricks, the veteran. He picks off the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. Hail Mary attempt was well short of the end zone, and London will head into halftime with a 4-point lead.
Great job by the London defense. Cornerback Tanner Hendricks. He sat back deep in center field, and he gets his second interception of the season. Great way for London to end this crazy and wonderfully entertaining first half.
Yeah, what a great first half we've had. And Matt Wilson, I mean, that pass was 10 yards short of the end zone, but with the quality of his receivers, you never know what could happen. It was a good effort, and Wilson throws his 5th pick of the season. Hendricks gets his 2nd. So we've hit the halftime here from the Queensway. London acquitting itself nicely here at home, 4-point lead at the half. Numbers fairly even, but London's offense, aside from that one fumble, like you mentioned, Mike, I mean, the Knight offense has been really good. Night and day, you could say, from their first half the last 2 weeks.
Love the analogy, Tim, and you couldn't be more spot on. Liam Crowder has done a fantastic job, and if you just erase that fumble, then you have London up by 7 points versus the 4. They've done a really good job when their offense have come on the field. They've only given up a touchdown and a couple of field goals to Mexico City. Their defense has been put under pressure a couple of times, especially with that fumble. They held Mexico City to only the field goal, and that's why right now they're up by 4.
How about Angus McLean in that first half, Mike? And you and I were talking before the game. We knew he was going to have to throw it quite a bit. Last week, London threw the ball 34 times. They ran it 17 times in total, counting 1 carry by McLean. So 2/3 of the script went pass versus run. So far in this game, the exact same. Unofficially, McLean with 23 pass attempts, and Merrill and Swift have combined for 12 rushing attempts. So 2/3 pass versus 1/3 run. We expect we might even see more of that from McLean in the second half, especially if London falls behind.
The Scotsman QB, Angus McLean, he's looked fantastic in the first half. 20 out of 23. He's completed 87% of his passes for a touchdown. No interceptions. He's stayed clean, and they've had a really nice balance with the pass and run. I think if they can stick together on defense and play the way that they played in the first half, they're going to give themselves a really nice opportunity to pick up the first win of the season.
Really good game so far for McLean, and his numbers, to this point of the season, have been pedestrian, I guess you could say, bottom half of the league in just about everything. He did throw 4 touchdowns, now make it 5, which is top 10 in the league, but also 4 interceptions, which is also top 10 in the league. So some good, some bad on offense for McLean. Here's that Hail Mary attempt from Matt Wilson. That was picked off by Tanner Hendricks right there. But McLean so far in this game, really no bad. Like you said, only 3 incomplete passes, 87% completion. He's been really good, and that's a big reason why London has this 4-point lead.
Yeah, not only has McLean done a good job, he spread it around. All of his receivers have a reception. But let's give credit to the London defense, Tim. They've held Phoenix Jones and Laura Horrell to only 28 yards on 14 carries. That average just about a little over 2 yards per carry. If Mexico City can't run the ball, it's going to be tough for them to come out and win this ball game on the road.
88 yards and a touchdown prior to today, but he and Horrell both have been bottled up, no question about it. Mexico City will get the ball to start off the second half, down by 4. Bartley on the return, gets out to the 20, and that's where he's lived pretty much all day. Thanks so much for joining us here this afternoon, or evening maybe if you're watching in London. And we're happy to have you along with us. Tim Hackett, Mike and Proda up in the booth. Ben Warner and Mark Chisholm in the stat truck, as they say. Cam Irvine working hard behind the scenes. First of 5 Simulation Football League games coming your way across our network today. Coming up next here on 11 Sports and For the Fans, Arizona and Fort Worth at 2:30. And then at 4:30, Tulsa at Louisiana. Don't touch that dial. Matt Wilson, first play of the second half. Has a man down the left sideline. Is caught again by Richard Montague. Nice pickup for him down the left sideline, a pickup of about 19.
This is what Mexico City is going to have to do, and this is one of the adjustments that they're going to make coming out of halftime. Mike Daggs has been fantastic, but Matt Wilson, he needs to use his receivers, K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague, and they come out firing away.
Talked about how veteran this Mexico City offense is, Mike. I mean, not just in terms of total years in the league, but years playing together. Wilson now in his 10th year with Mexico City. Barrett and Montague now in their 8th. Daggs now in his 5th as Jones goes left tackle and picks up maybe 2. They'll give him a friendly spot. He runs right into Telly Mac Scarborough once again.
Yeah, Telly Mac Scarborough in his 2nd season. Tim, this guy's a game show addict, lover. He watches shows like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, so I'll give you a Jeopardy question. Bait and tackle for 800. This linebacker is London's leader in tackles.
Tim, who is Telly Mac Scarborough?
You're going home with 800 points, Mike and Pro. Good work over the middle. Wilson's pass is knocked away incomplete. Looking for the veteran K.L. Barrett and Jeff Gagne, the other young linebacker, on the coverage. And so Scarborough is a game show fanatic, right? And he and I, maybe he and me both in that regard, but where does Scarborough watch those game shows? On the telly, Mac. We are in London after all. Come on now.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. That's not quite ready to say cheerio just yet. 10 minutes left in the third. Don't go anywhere. This game has been great. Look, I can do the puns too, Mike. 3rd down and 9. Wilson over the middle into traffic. Oh! It's tipped and picked off right into the hands of Jack Russell. He comes back to bite Matt Wilson. 2nd pick in a row for Wilson. And now London sets up shop inside enemy territory.
Jack Russell and this London defense, they took a look at the game film during their first 2 quarters. They've been getting beat up down the middle of the field, and you can see the secondary collapse on the pass. The ball gets tipped up, and what an interception by the strong safety out of Washington, D.C., Jack Russell.
And Wilson has been fantastic in pretty much all facets so far this year, but he has now thrown 6 interceptions, which is top half of the league. McLean trying to capitalize, bullets it over the middle. That's hauled in. Basket catch made by Fox Highwind right on the line to gain of 10.
Fox Highwind, he comes across the middle of the field, and on one play, they pick up the first down.
This is turning into, I should say, another classic game for Highwind. This has been what pretty much every one of his games have looked like so far. That's now 5 catches for him today. 7 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown in week 1. 6 for 57 and a touchdown last week in week 2. A really, really solid number 2 option for Angus McLean to go with Vin Kalia. Now a deep drop back for the Scotsman. Penalty flags flies. McLean bombs it over the middle. That's picked off by Jeffrey Daggs. Daggs going back the other way. He's got his legs cut out from under him by Dayton Rhodes. We'll have to check the marker, but as it stands, the first pass intercepted by this Mexico City defense today.
R6-2, this is going to be a big call. And it looks like clipping on the
clipping against London. Wow, so they got a penalty against London. They let the play run. That's the right guard, Joshua Payne. And so that turnover is going to stand, Mike.
Wow, what a play by free safety Jeffrey Daggs. That was a bullet by McLean. He read him the whole way, stepped in front and picked it off. And Tim, Jeffrey Daggs, what an interesting player. This guy, he wants to own a pet koala someday, and he loves koalas so much. He learned this year about how many of them had died in Australia, in the Australia fires this year. And for every interception that he makes, himself, along with his dad, Mike, they're going to donate $10 to the Australian Koala Foundation to help save the koala bears.
That's such an awesome story that you found, Mike. Great job. And that's just a testament to Jeffrey and Mike and the Daggs family. That's such an awesome initiative. And a lot of folks around the SFL have decided to donate to charities this year. It's really been interesting to see them, donate monetary donations based on player performance. That was a gain of 8 for Bartley, his first catch of the day. Phoenix Jones is stopped up for no gain by Zach the Burner Turner. His killer rookie season continues, but more on that in a second, because just the initiative for Jeffrey Daggs and Mike is just it's really nice, and it's a great story.
Well, listen, if you know the Dags, they've got they've got 2 cats, they've got a turtle that only has 3 legs. Can you imagine if they had a koala bear jumping around in that household? They'd have the complete zoo.
I think Mike Daggs would be crazier than he already is. He would go crazy is what I'm trying to say. No offense, Mike. And on third down, Wilson links up with the Counts. Richard Montague, first down.
Yeah, baby. Richard Montague, nice looking pass there up the midfield, and they got a new set of downs. Watch out, here come the Aztecs.
Montague has been really solid so far today, and now unofficially 4 catches for 50 yards. Only 1 catch for Barrett, and that was the first catch a second ago for Jason Bartley. And obviously Daggs has been fantastic, and TJ Punk has gotten in the mix a couple of times as well. So a fresh set of downs right from the midfield stripe for Matt Wilson. He'll fling it out to the near side for Phoenix Jones. Room to run for Jones through the air, and he picks up 5, stopped up there by Brandon Ewing.
Great way to switch it up and get the ball in Phoenix Jones' hands. They're really struggling on the ground, and if they want to get this halfback involved, Jones moved from fullback last year to halfback this year, and a great way to do it is to get him some receptions. They pick up 6.
And he was pretty good last year as a fullback, better than 600 total yards and 6 touchdowns, but it hasn't really happened for him so far here. Wilson to throw, bullets it to the left side. There's K.L. Barrett on second down. He picks up 6, second catch of the game for the veteran from Argentina, and they move the sticks.
When you've got a QB like Matt Wilson taking the ball and slinging it around, let him do the work. He will find the open receiver, and once again, he finds his wide open guy for another first down.
We've seen Mexico City try to feed Phoenix Jones early and often in this game to no avail, really. It hasn't been very successful, but London was gashed on the ground last week, and so Wilson will flip it out to Phoenix Jones, and he's thrown down after a gain of 2. Tanner Hendricks has had a really nice game, just 2 yards through the air for Jones.
Well, we talked about Mexico City's secondary. We certainly have to take a look at the London Knights secondary. They give up an average of 293 yards in the air. That's 17th overall through 2 games. They're going to have to start getting a little tighter and strengthen it up a bit more here in the second half. They need Jack Russell to pick up another pass.
For no gain by Telemac Scarborough. He has been a beast. I call him Scarborough unfair. He's just a really good player.
He's done a really fantastic job. That's why he leads the team in total tackles.
So last week, as we mentioned, London plays Louisiana on the road, first home game for the newly branded Revolution, and former London halfback Reggie Streeter goes for over 135 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Phoenix Jones has not had similar success. On third down, over the middle, pass is caught, first down once again. Guess who? Mike Daggs delivers once again, beats Jeff Gagne inside. Mexico City moves the chains.
What an incredible drive Mexico City has put together here. 3 times they've been up against it on third down, and 3 times they've been able to move the sticks.
That's 4 or 5 times in this game that Wilson has fed Daggs on third down, and Daggs has delivered every time. First and 10 now from the 26. Wilson has all day. He'll check it down short to K.L. Barrett running a shallow cross, and Barrett picks up 3, stopped up once again by Scarborough.
Great job, Matt Wilson. He's starting to heat up. We know he's got 2 interceptions, but one was on that big bomb at the end of the half. But he's up to 73%, just under 74 with his completion percentage. 17 out of 23 for 229 yards and a TD.
Our statistician's telling us Scarborough now 8 total tackles. That is by far the most in the game. Next closest is a couple of guys with 6. Second and 7. Wilson drop back. Quick hitter out to the left side. Caught again by Montague. Montague breaks through the first hit and steps out of bounds at the 9. He had daylight down the left sideline. No one touched him, but he goes out of bounds at the 9. First down.
The count has come alive here in the third quarter. He makes a beautiful run after catch, and he's got Mexico City with first and goal from the 9.
I think the safety Marquise Reed actually ran into Tanner Hendricks rather than Montague, and that could have been dangerous, but Montague tried to cut outside to get away from the veteran Marquise Reed and ended up stepping out of bounds. So no harm at least yet. Mexico City threatening, down by 4. They give to Phoenix Jones. He runs right into the teeth of the defense. Zach Turner once again, the 6th round pick with another TFL. He's got 8 now in the season.
Zach Turner, he's done a fantastic job. 8 tackles for losses in 2.5 games. That's the team lead.
That was tied for second in the SFL coming into today, behind just Hunter Norwood, who has been ridiculous coming into this week, of course. 2 sacks, now 8 tackles for loss for the rookie from Athens, Alabama. Second down and goal now from the 10. Wilson with 2 men astride him. Wilson now to the right side. The pass is tipped and picked off on the deflection. Jack Russell is a terror, and he picks it off on the tip, looking for Phoenix Jones.
Give the credit to Brandon Ewing. He came in from his cornerback position, got his fingers up there, tipped it up, and Jack Russell comes in and picks it right off the top of the grass.
Fantastic call by you. Ewing with the tip. Second pick and third of the season for Jack Russell, and the Knights weather the storm. This is the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Third pick of the day thrown by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. We're underway with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, and McLean hits Iggy Swift coming out of the backfield for a gain of 2. So now look at that quarterback comparison. It's been a solid day for McLean. He did throw that pick on the last London drive, but now Matt Wilson, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. That was actually McLean's line back in week 1, and he balanced that out very nicely. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick last week against Louisiana, and he's been solid once again here today. Second down and 8 after the game for the fullback, Iggy Swift. And London will send 4 men out wide here for McLean. Under pressure. Now he'll drop it to the near side. It's dropped and almost picked off. And Dustin Zeck had it in his hands, and that could have been taken away by Tabucky Bear.
Very, very fortunate that wasn't picked off and taken back into the end zone. That would have quieted this ruckus crowd here in London.
Mexico City, I mean, they've had a lot of takeaways so far this season, 5. But they had 0 last week against St. Louis. They picked off Chicago quarterback E.T. King 5 times in their Week 1 win. And then Javier Vasquez, who threw 7 picks in Week 1, didn't throw a single pick against Mexico City in Week 2. On third down goes McLean. They get to him in the backfield. Scott Stover. And actually, check it, it's Brock Lee, the defensive end, 78 in the white with his 2nd sack of the season. And he drops McLean just shy of the goal line.
Big number 78 out of Morgantown, North Carolina. Brock Lee makes a big-time sack.
This getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks has not been a problem for Mexico City. Through all their foibles on defense, that is now 2 sacks for Lee. Krim, Stover, and Kingsley, the other 3 linemen, all also have 2 sacks. And so the punter, Phil Hunter, from his own goal line, or from his own end zone, I should say, with his heels on the back of the end zone, kicks away to Bartley, and Bartley will set up Mexico City now first down, I should say, from the 35. Talk about flipping field position. Mexico City throws the pick inside the 10-yard line to Jack Russell, and now they've got the ball at the 35.
Remarkable job by this Aztec defense. After Mexico City was seamlessly coming down the field, they unfortunately throw that interception, but they give their offense a great shot to get back on the board. And here's Phoenix Jones with his best run of the day.
Yeah, just about to say, best run of the day for Jones, picks up exactly 10, and his opposite number 21, Jack Russell, stops him there.
That's what this offense is looking to do on the ground. Phoenix Jones finds the hole right up the middle, and he takes it for a first down.
They bring out the extra defensive back, Devin Say, who had a pick 6 last week against Johnny Pickler and the Revolution, and Stu McKenzie, the left guard, number 59, the white, helps pave the way. Best run of the game for Phoenix Jones, and as we've said, it's been bit of a slow day for the second-year man from Massachusetts so far. First down now from the 25. Mexico City trails by only 4 in the third quarter. Late handoff. They'll stretch it to the left to Jones, and he's stopped up in the backfield for a loss of 3. And there's Joe Duncan, the second-year outside defensive end for London with his second TFL of the game, of the year rather.
Yeah, 6'4", 255 out of McEwen, Tennessee. Joe says no one runs on Duncan.
Got me on that one, not gonna lie. Second down and 13. Wilson to the near side. That's caught all the way towards the sticks for KL Barrett. They lost 3 on first down, and Barrett picks up 12 on second.
Fantastic route by Barrett. He had the rookie the second-year man Devin Say on the outside from Tampa, Florida. Put the brakes on. Beautiful out route, and he takes it down. It's 3rd and inches.
Mentioned how young this London team is, stacked up against the veteran presence of this Mexico City offense. Wilson, Montague, Barrett, and Daggs, just to name a few. London is so young, especially in the secondary outside of Marquise Reed. Veteran against second-year man in Mexico City wins that battle. Barrett against Say. On the give, Horrell, the fullback. Huge hole for Laura Horrell. Her best run of the game. She gets out to the 11, stopped there by Marquise Reed.
Big time run by Laura Horrell. It's 3rd and inches, and that's the difference between bringing the field goal unit out or keeping this drive alive. They're going to look to the end zone, and watch out for that guy right there, Big Mike Daggs.
A high-powered Mexico City offense is one of the best in the league, and 70% of our community thought they would win this game, but they're trailing here in the 3rd. Quick hitter from Wilson. It's caught by Nicholas Daggs, the number 4 wide receiver, and he picks up 6 through the air, his first catch today.
Get the whole family involved. Why not? He picks up 6. They're down to the London 5.
It's a family affair here for Mexico City, no question, for Mike Daggs. He spent his first year with Queen City. Now he's in his 5th total year with Mexico City, playing with his longtime friend, Matt Wilson. It's just an awesome story, and their connection has been great. You can hear them tomorrow night on Monday as well. 2nd down and 4. They'll flip it out to Phoenix Jones. Breaks out of the tackle, lowers the shoulder. Touchdown, Mexico City. First receiving touchdown of the year for Phoenix Jones, and the Aztecs take the lead.
What a great-looking play by Phoenix Jones. Catches the ball. He concentrates to collect it, breaks a tackle, and gets it to pay dirt.
The 2 most active players on this London defense outside of Jack Russell today, Telly-Mac Scarborough and Tanner Hendricks, both had their hands on Phoenix Jones on that run, and neither of them could stop them. Just great power for the second-year man, 2nd total touchdown for him, and Phoenix has helped the Aztecs rise from the ashes. They were down 14-0, and now Cole Varner on for the PAT, and he knocks it through. Mexico City now leads by 3.
Fantastic job by Mexico City. The Aztecs have battled back here in London, and now they're up by 3. Unbelievable.
Well, if you want to play in the SFL, you can get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, SFLM. Now with 12 teams, there are more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through www.simulationfl.net. Here's the return for Dustin Zeck. Breaks to the outside and gets out to the 23. Good return for Zeck. The 2nd season of the SFL Minor League starts in October 2020. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information. This minor league season was a lot of fun, Mike. I'm glad that they're bringing it back for round 2. And so many players that we saw make impacts in the minor league across the 8 teams, and now there are going to be 12. So many of them are now making impacts in the major leagues, and especially in this game here today.
What a great-looking class of rookies we had here in Season 15. An unprecedented 7 rounds in the Season 15 rookie draft. I can't wait to the next one, Season 16. And more importantly, I can't wait to watch the SFL minor leagues. They've expanded by 2 teams. And what a great way for these rookies to hear their names, break in, and get involved.
That's not a rookie. Robert Merrill, he's been around this league for quite some time. Now in his first year with London after he spent his first 7 with the Storm franchise. Now, of course, the Florida Storm, formerly the Alaska Storm. And just a really interesting story for London as they try to build their roster here with owner Liam Crowder, owner head coach. And now they'll give it to Merrill on the ground. Merrill, huge hole down the right sideline, breaks into the second level, and he's wrenched down there by Jeffrey Daggs all the way out towards midfield. That's how the end of the 3rd quarter comes. Another big hole for Robert Merrill. London trailing for the first time, but their veteran is getting it done. On to the 4th we go, live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Three quarters in the books, live from the Queensway in London. Tim Hackett and Mike Caprota here with you in the booth. Mark Chisholm and Ben Warner doing the stats. Cam Irvine working behind the scenes. Mexico City battles back from an early hole. They now lead by 3 as we play the fourth. On the ground, here goes Robert Merrill, who just broke out a huge run. Now he's got another one. Robert Merrill to the races down the right sideline, and he's wrenched down there by the rookie, KT Horrell, all the way to the 31.
All 11 players working together. It's called execution. Everybody picks up their assignment. Merrill gets a good block from his tackle. Jeffrey Daggs gets knocked out of the way. The cornerback gets knocked out of the way, and it's off to the races. They're down to the 31.
We mentioned that Robert Merrill has been really effective when London has used him. They have not used him very much. Fourth fewest carries among all tailbacks coming into this week, and now unofficially today, 12 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown. That is a yards per carry of just under 9, which is fantastic. First down for McLean. Quick hitter on the left sideline. That's caught once again by Dayton Rhodes, the tight end. He's been a busy man. Stopped up after a gain of 2 by Han Tayumi.
As we mentioned about Merrill in the first half, this is his first season with London. He converted from a wide receiver. He played for the Florida Storm. Now he's in the backfield carrying the rock for the London Knights. He's up to almost 9 yards per carry today, Tim. 12 for 107 and a touchdown.
He did play running back for 1 season with the Storm, and now he's going to be the running back for good here for London. McLean over the middle. Nice link up once again. That's hauled in by Vin Kalia off of a fantastic game a week ago. He's been a little quieter today. Big time catch for him there. First down now from the 13.
What a great looking pass by McLean. He threads the needle right in the middle of 2 defenders. Kalia reaches out, grabs it, and they keep this drive moving forward.
Smokes Dexter Jackson at first, and then McLean lasers the pass behind KT Horrell, and another catch for Kalia. Give him now 4 on the day for about 35 yards. First down now for London. They have not blinked in the face of adversity today. Trailing for the first time, McLean and Merrill have marched them down the field. First down from the 13. Quick check down on a screen to Merrill, and Merrill is blown up by a pair of defenders. That looked like Napier in there on the stop, as well as Skylar Kingsley, the second-year defensive end.
Great job by Napier. Great job by Skylar Kingsley. That play took a little bit longer than I think McLean wanted it to. They tried to dump it off. They thought they might have something in the flat, but the line-backing crew of Mexico City came up and hit him for a 2-yard loss.
Napier's got 6 interceptions and now 11 tackles for loss in his young career. McLean with time over the middle. Diving catches not made. Oh, man, I thought the receiver had that one. He was looking for Kalia. He made the attempt, but Han Tayumi, the top defensive back here from Mexico City, makes the play. There goes Kalia trying to make the play. Man, I sure thought he had that one. Great defense.
Yeah, tough to see when they came through with all that traffic. Actually hit Han Tayumi right in the face. I don't think he saw it after Kalia laid out, but the result of the play, incomplete.
That'll be a nice free pass deflection there for the veteran. Tayumi is one of the best corners in the history of the SFL, despite only playing now in his 4th season. Really wasn't the prettiest play that he's ever had, but he'll take it. Now 3rd down and 12. London obviously in field goal range here for JT Delaney. From the 15-yard line, McLean waits, fires down the left sideline. That pass is dropped and intercepted out of the receiver's hand and into the hands of the defensive back. That's unbelievable. There's Han Tayumi once again. 26 career interceptions now for the veteran.
Wow, it looked like McLean threw it a little bit behind Kalia. Kalia tried to make an acrobatic play, catch it one-handed, couldn't do it, popped up, and Tayumi picks it off. Big time play, Mexico City!
3rd pick of the season for Tayumi. This is the Simulation Football League. We'll be right back. Deep inside enemy territory here today. London targets Vincalia twice. They come up empty. But last week, Mike, London went to Vincalia early and often. He scores the first points of the game and the last points of the game. This touchdown here on London's first possession, and then a touchdown on London's last possession as they try to come back against the Louisiana Revolution. A killer game for the second-year man.
Yeah, Vincalia, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's the veteran in his second year out of his London Knight wide receivers. He's always leading by example. 9 receptions for 32 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Louisiana. He had his breakout game, the best of his career. 6 catches for 139 and 2 TDs. But today, Tim, we recognize Vin and his family. He's playing with a heavy heart. His mom last week lost her battle with cancer. And from the SFL family to the Calias, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely. I echo those sentiments. Well done by you, Mike, to find that story. Vin, our thoughts are with you. Thanks for spending this time with us, and all the best to you and your family. Quiet day at the office on the field for Kalia, and he could have made that catch on that last possession, leading to the pick by Tayumi. And after that last game, a breakout game, no question. He's got 56% of the receiving yards that he had all of last year. On third down, they pick it up. Phoenix Jones dives over the middle of the field and picks up 4. Was it look at the day for Matt Wilson? Sorry, look at the season so far for Matt Wilson. Some up, some down for him today, Mike, but best in the league in a lot of categories. First in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, best quarterback rating at over 109 prior to today. Just the living legend continuing to dominate.
Do you think 10 seasons ago, Tim, owner Ramos Lynn knew what he got with the amazing Matt Wilson, and to start season 15 being number 1, leading all QBs in those categories, the Bronze Bomber is at it again.
And he's at it once again with this link up to Richard Montague. Another deep pass for Wilson, trying to even it out. He smokes Marquise Reed, the 7-year veteran, down the left sideline. Reed with some good closing speed. That looked like a possible touchdown for the Counts. Mexico City trying to rebound, turn that turnover by Tayumi into some points with a 3-point lead. Wilson with a nice link up deep down the field. Best catch of the day for Montague. That one went for 35.
Richard Montague, very quiet in the first half, but in this second half, Tim, 6 targets, 6 receptions for 99 yards.
Just 2 stellar days for Montague over the first 2 weeks of the season, but nothing really otherworldly as Barrett makes a nice catch. That's a gain of 11 for K.L. Barrett. The Argentine wrenches through an early hit. Now Wilson over 300 yards for the 3rd time this season.
Don't forget about K.L. Killer Barrett. Richard Montague has caught a few passes. Mike Daggs has really made his mark. 5 catches for 125 yards, that 80-yard touchdown. And K.L. Barrett says, hey, Matt Wilson, don't forget about me. Throw me the rock, baby.
Last year, Barrett had his 4th season with 900 or more receiving yards and also 10 total touchdowns. Good season for him last year, slow week 2. Better here in week 3 as Phoenix Jones dives up for a gain of 5. Stopped there by Davidson.
The second-year man, we've called his name on that last touchdown reception from Wilson to Phoenix Jones to give him the 3-point lead. He's got a little pep in his step, and he picks up 5.
In passing yards, and through 2 games, Mexico City didn't have anybody, no wide receivers at least, in the top 25 in receiving yards because Mike Daggs had almost all of them. 2nd down and 5. Wilson under pressure, hit as he throws, bombs it down the right side. That's tipped and should have been picked. K.L. Barrett on the target. It was tipped away by Brandon Ewing. 3rd down and 5. Mexico City dodges a bullet.
Wow, what a bull rush Zach the Burner Turner and Joe Duncan had on Wilson. Just got it away before he got nailed in the backfield, and lucky that wasn't picked off in the back of the end zone.
Joe Duncan has had himself a nice game. He was pretty quiet last year in his rookie year, only 1.5 sacks and 4 total tackles for loss, but decent game for him today. He had the quarterback hurry. Now 3rd and 5. Down the right sideline, Barrett dives, and he can't pull that one in either. It looks like, actually, that might have been Horrell, the fullback. It was Laurel Horrell on a fullback streak down the right side, and she just doesn't quite have the hands to make that play. 4th down.
Wow, the rookie who came out of the San Jose flight almost made the best catch of her career. A for effort. Too bad she wasn't able to bring that in, Tim. The stay-at-home mom and pastor's wife out of Winston-Salem, that would have been a beauty.
So there's an opening at fullback here for Mexico City after Phoenix Jones flexes from fullback to running back. There's an opening at fullback, and Laura Horrell, the minor league running back, says, I'm happy to fill it. She has done so pretty nicely so far this season. She sets up Cole Varner for the field goal, and he knocks it through. A hat trick for Varner. He's good from 39, and Mexico City leads by 6. The takeaway by Tayumi turns into the three-pointer by Varner, and it's a 6-point game in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. This is the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. .606 to go in the fourth. It's a 6-point game live from London for the first time in SFL Season 15, and we've got a good one. Tim Hackett and Mike Caproda here with you live. Thanks for joining us wherever you're joining us from. It has been an absolute barn burner. Mexico City on a bit of a run to take the lead. And speaking of running, here goes Dustin Zach. He gets out to the 24. Decent day at the office for the rookie from the San Jose Flight. Tim Hackett and Mike Caproda in the booth. Ben Warner and Mark Chisholm doing the stats. Cam Irvine working hard behind the scenes. Thanks so much for joining us. First of 5 games across the SFL network coming your way today. Coming up next at the bottom of the hour, 2:30, 1:30 Central, Arizona at Fort Worth with Michael Churillo and Gerald Giudice. We follow that up right here on 11 Sports and For the Fans at 4:30 with Tulsa and Louisiana with Colin and Rick Northrup. Don't go anywhere. 6 minutes left in regulation time. Check it, 7 minutes left in regulation time. And over the middle, that pass is caught by Fox Highwind, his 6th catch of the ball game.
6 catches, 61 yards. Good look from McLean to the Fox.
This has been kind of par for the course for Highwind. 7 catches in week 1, including a touchdown. That was his debut and also his birthday. And we got a chance to chat with Highwind a little bit this week, Mike. Really cool story, really cool guy.
Yeah, he's really made a name for himself in his rookie career. He led the SFL minor league in rushing as a halfback with the Boise Mud Dogs. Drafted in the 3rd round, 48th overall as a wide receiver. He's a big time karaoke singer out of Chattanooga, Tim. And he actually went to school in Collegedale, Tennessee. And do you know that's the home of Debbie McKee, better known as Little Debbie. She's famous for her snacks and bakery goods. And Tim, I love Little Debbie snacks. When I went to school, my mother packed them in my lunch every day. Little Debbie from my lunchbox to the SFL.
Rocky Top, Tennessee, as Fox Highwood makes another catch, fittingly enough, on that first down. And now they'll go on the ground to Robert Merrill, and he runs right into the teeth of the defense once again. One of the defensive backs, it looks like Tayumi was the head man. He sure was. Had Tayumi has been a busy man here in the second half. We didn't say his name at all in the first half. Literally 0 times in the first half, Mike, and now he's been a huge force here in the second.
Tea and scones in London, Little Debbie, and chocolate milk for me, baby.
Whatever gets you through the week, right? Someone get Mike and Proto a Little Debbie sponsorship. I agree. I
could
agree,
use a
Andy
little
Hamilton.
snack right now. Those chocolate snacks were awesome.
If you can link that up somehow, Andy, I'm sure Mikey would be extremely grateful.
Official
McLean,
snack of the SFL.
I'm sure we'll file it away. Hope Cam Irvine's listening to that one. Third down, McLean's pass to the
And
left
give Mark
sideline
Kids
falls
of our
incomplete.
statistician a scoop of ice cream to go with that. What a fantastic job these stats guys are doing, Tim.
Yeah, well, Angus McLean would have liked another scoop on that offensive drive as he throws it away on third down. And so London's going to punt it away with 4:20 left in the fourth. Bartley, nice cutback by Jason Bartley. That turned a return of maybe 2 into a return of 8. Nicely done by Bartley. And so now Mexico City, they've struggled to run the ball all day, Mike, but this pass offense has been about as good as normal. They've got a 6-point lead, 4:20 left in the fourth. What's your game plan?
It's crunch time, and it's all about ball control and first downs for Mexico City, and London's defense is going to have to come up big. If they can get a turnover, get the ball back in McLean's hand, it's only a 6-point game.
4:23 left in the fourth quarter. Two running backs combined for less than 50 yards today for Mexico City. They'll go to Phoenix Jones, and he's stopped up at the line of scrimmage. Telly Max Scarborough. Scarborough unfair, leading the pack once again along with Jack Russell.
Telly Max Scarborough leading to his lead in team tackles, makes a big-time play, and that's what they're going to need to give the London offense a chance.
Yeah, step one accomplished for London, no question. They stopped Mexico City for no gain on first down. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Now they'll give it to Horrell, and Horrell is wrenched down from behind after a gain of 4. Is that Scarborough again? It might have been, but decent game there for Laura Horrell, who's been pretty quiet so far today. She had 6 carries for 24 yards coming into the game, and now she's got 6 carries for 12 yards today.
Yeah, she's done a fine job when she's touched the ball. Nice pickup on second down. It's 3rd and 5. This is a big play for both teams.
That could be a critical play over the course of this game, no question. 2 men out wide, 2 men in the backfield for Matt Wilson, the Hall of Famer. 3:20 left in the fourth quarter, 6-point Aztec lead on the road. Wilson takes his time. They'll snap it with 5. Wilson now sees some heat. Bombs it down the right sideline. It's tipped in the air and could have been picked once again. Had a receiver going down the right sideline, and Jack Russell gets a hand on it once again. He has been magic here in this game.
Wow, the London Knights, they're going to have to put him up on a pedestal and get him a little Debbie snack. Jack Russell's been fantastic so far here in the second half. London forces the 4th down, and let's see what they can do to get the ball back and maybe take a 1-point lead on this next drive.
I've got him now at 2 pass deflections and 2 interceptions in this game alone. London will get the ball back with 3 minutes left. Great coverage. Dustin Zeck has nowhere to go. He's hit immediately in a decent punt from Johnny Lindstrom. So now London, mission accomplished on defense, Mike. So let's flip the question around and go on the other side. 3:06 left. Decent game so far for McLean. Good game for Robert Merrill. You need a touchdown to take the lead. What's your plan?
There's plenty of time. There's 3 minutes left. They've got all of their timeouts. Keep doing what's worked. Merrill's looked fantastic. Try and mix it in, maybe a 50-50 pass run, but get the ball to Merrill. He's been the most effective London Knight today.
Still better than 8 yards per carry over the course of the game for Merrill. But McLean will throw here on first down. Has a man deep down the middle of the field. Fox, high wind. Fox on the run out across the other 40-yard line. First down.
Angus McLean, that's what he does best. He says, Mike and Proda, who's talking about running the ball when we can throw it to the Fox?
And the Fox hauls it in. He says, I'll give you a gain of about 20 through the air. Smokes the clown, Jack Napier once again, and Matthew Lee. The safeties had a pretty solid game, and not even Jack Napier could cause enough chaos to knock that one away.
Yeah, and Tim, look at these jerseys out there in the field today. Boy, do they look sharp in London.
They're maroon, I've been told. And so now here goes Robert Merrill. Another big gain off right tackle for Robert Merrill. He has lived there, stopped by Jeffrey Daggs after a gain of 16.
Big time play by Robert Merrill to move the ball. He's up on 14 carries, 126 yards. That's about 9 yards per carry.
Look at that crackback block by Benji Matson. We mentioned, Mike, he hasn't even had a target since the first drive. Didn't have any targets in the first 2 weeks of the season, and then caught 2 passes on the first drive. But he has the key block on the right side of the offensive line to pave the way for another big gain for Merrill.
The rookie out of Omaha, Nebraska, he needs to let his presence be felt. He's caught a couple of passes, and he's been the guy leading the way, and he puts on another nice block to try and give Merrill some running room.
And Gareth Hurd on the guard pull was the one trying to lead the way that time, but Matthew Lee was ready for it. Gain of 2, 2 minutes left in regulation. London searching for its first win of the season. They're facing a 6-point deficit. This is the SFL on 11 Sports and for the fans. Two minutes to go from London Town. London trying to pull off what would be a minor upset. You got to look at the two quarterbacks' performances so far today. Matt Wilson over 300 yards for the third time in 3 weeks, but they've combined now for 5 interceptions. McLean needs a touchdown for the lead. They'll check it down to Robert Merrill, and he's wrenched down from behind by the Iron Man, Scott Stover. Loss of 1.
Great job by the Mexico City Aztecs secondary to force that pass. McLean didn't have anything, tried to dump it off to Merrill and only pick up a yard on the pass.
McLean has slowed down a little bit here in the second half after a good first half with those 2 picks. And Wilson, of course, now with the 3. He's now thrown 7 over the course of this season. Less than 2 minutes to go now. McLean, maybe 2-down territory here. Pass is caught. Quick hitter out on the left sideline. Is that Kalia? It is Vin Kalia. He only picks up 2, though. And so now it's 4th down and 7 with the clock ticking.
Tough decision here for Liam Crowder and the Knights. They're down by 6. It's 4th and 7. It looks like they're going to go for it.
They have to, right? Down by 6. Now with 65 seconds left, this could be the game for London. 4th and 7. McLean's pass to the right side. It's tipped away. Dexter Jackson in the middle of the action, and Jeff Daggs is there as well. London turns it over on downs with 1:01 to go.
Wow, the second-year man out of Dixon, Tennessee. We haven't called his name much today, but Dexter Jackson must have made the play of the game for Mexico City with a minute left to go. That could have been the dagger.
London does have all 3 timeouts left here, Mike, but now south of the 2-minute warning. Obviously, if Mexico City picks up a first down, this game is just about over. London will pack the box. Phoenix Jones has had a slow day all day. Can he do enough to get Mexico City over the line? They'll give it to Phoenix Jones, and he picks up 3 on the right side. London immediately uses a timeout.
You hit the nail right on the head, my friend. It's all about Mexico City picking up a first down and London trying to preserve the time. There's 58 seconds left. They've got 2 timeouts, really putting the Knight defense backs against the wall.
Jeff Gagne made that stop, the rookie first-round pick from Rochester, New Hampshire, your neck of the woods, Mike. Nice play on first down. London will once again bring a couple of extra men into the box. 2 backers in the backfield for Mexico City. Jones is blown up at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by London. That was Telly Mack Scarborough once again. Unbelievable.
Telly Mack, he's done a fine job today. He'll have to come up with one more big play if he wants to give the Knights a chance.
I'm telling you, Mike, that was just, this guy is one of the best linebackers in the league. Had a decent rookie season with 8 tackles for loss, 7 pass deflections, and an interception. A guy that can do just a little bit of everything. He has been the best player on defense outside of maybe Jack Russell today for London. 3rd down and 7. Mexico City has only used 6 seconds. They'll give it once again to Jones. He stopped in the backfield once again. The 2 backers are there, Gagne and Scarborough. Their killer's days continue. 4th down, Mexico City only used 9 seconds off the clock to go 2 total yards.
Magnificent job by these 2 linebackers. That's exactly what Mexico City needed. And they're going to force, yes, a punt. Wow, what a finish we have here in London, Tim.
It's got to be. London is going to get the ball back, barring something catastrophic. And so Johnny Lindstrom will punt it from inside his own 10. This is a really good punt, just what the Aztecs needed. And Dustin Zeck gets out across the 45 to the 46. So London down by 6. A field goal does them no good. They need to go 54 yards to the end zone, and they have 43 seconds with which to do it.
Not impossible. Both teams are going to have to come up big. McLean likes to sling it. They're in good field position only at the 46. Let's call it midfield. They don't have any timeouts. This is going to be a great way to end this game.
Both teams coming off of barn burners, but both teams coming off of losses a week ago. Sub team is going to have to lose a thriller here today. And so Angus McLean, the Scottish slinger, with 43 seconds left to go, 6-point deficit. Quick hitter on a comeback route, and the receiver makes one cutback. Zach Kalia, he picks up 9 through the air. Check that, it's Dayton Rhodes, the tight end. Nice pickup on first down, but the clock's ticking.
They're going to have to be fast, but not too quick.
From the 45, man, wide open over the middle of the field. McLean finds him nicely out to the Mexico City 35-yard line.
They're already down to the 35. Watch out, Tim.
London moving the ball, and McLean will hustle up there and spike it immediately. So they pick up 2 nice pickups through the air. McLean finds Rhodes, and then they get another quick hitter, and Mexico City moves the ball London moves the ball 20 yards in 2 plays. They stop the clock with 17 seconds.
Impressive job by McLean. 2 passes, 2 first downs. He's got 17 seconds from the 35. He's done fantastic.
4 wides and a tight end here for McLean, who's alone in the shotgun with 17 seconds left. Angus McLean takes his time. They'll do that same play and check it down to Dayton Rhodes. They're not going to have a lot of time for plays like that, Mike. A gain of 7.
He's got to spike it. He's got to spike it.
McLean will hustle back up to the line. They're in that position. They're taking their time. Wow, they finally get it off with 3 seconds left, but London wasted about 4 seconds on that play. This is the game. This is going to be London's last chance.
Tough break for the London Knights. Their offensive lineman couldn't get set. McLean had to wait. He lost about 4 seconds. Lucky he was able to spike it with 3. Tim, they got to go to the end zone. This is the last play of the game.
Will McLean look for Vin Khalil? What a story that would be for him on this game. London needs a touchdown. 3 seconds left. Last chance saloon here for the Knights at home for the first time. Angus McLean under pressure. Hit as he throws. Lofts it down the middle of the field towards the end zone. It's tipped away and incomplete. Mexico City goes on the road. A comeback win for the Aztecs. They are now 2-1. The final, Mexico City 23, London 17.
Wow, I can't believe it. Ramos, Lynn, and Mexico City can't believe it. And the Queen can't believe it. London, they score 14 points. They come out. They were only able to put up 3 for the rest of the game. And on the last play of the game, they couldn't get it done. And Mexico City leaves London with their second victory of the season, leaving London 0-3.
We've mentioned London really struggled last year, Mike. They were outscored in their 2-10 season by an average of 10 points per game. So far now, over 3 games, all losses. They have been outscored by a total of 16 points. 3 really hard luck losses for Liam Crowder to open this season. Let's flip it around. Mexico City, we maligned their defense all day, deservedly so. They were at the bottom of the league in a lot of statistical categories. They hold this decent London offense to just 17 points. They pick off McLean twice. They get a fumble courtesy of Andre Krim. This Aztec defense was really good today.
Remarkable job the way that they turned it around in the second half. They had a couple of fortunate tips when it looked like London was going to score and extend their lead. The Bronze Bomber, he hit Mike Daggs a couple of times. Those were the big plays. Phoenix Jones capped it off at the beginning of the 4th quarter to take the lead, and Mexico City was able to hang on.
Who's your player of the game? There are so many to choose from. I don't think there's one standout player on offense like there often is in this league, so give me 2 maybe. Oh, never mind. Give me one
pick, Tim. Mike Daggs, my pick.
There you go. It would have been my pick too, and you were right as usual, Mike Improta. A big first half for Mike Daggs, his 2nd straight game with an 80-yard touchdown, and Mexico City goes on the road and wins it by 6. Mikey, your final thoughts.
To all the fans in London and everyone watching from coast to coast and around the world, thank you for allowing the SFL into your living rooms. Now allow the SFL into your dreams.
The SFL is back at 2:30, 1:30 Central right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. Arizona at Fort Worth with Michael Chirillo and Gerald Giudice. For Ben Warner and Mark Chisholm, our producer Cam Irvine, and my partner Mike Improta, I've been Tim Hackett. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, so long.